OutDaughtered fans gush over this gorgeous photo of Blayke Busby. OutDaughtered star Blayke Busby first met TLC fans in Season 1, Episode 1. Titled Make Room for the Quints. At the time, Adam and Danielle's daughter was just 4 years old. Now, the Quints, Olivia, Ava, Riley, Hazel, and Parker are 6 years old, and Blayke hit double digits. TLC fans agree that as she grows up, she looks remarkably beautiful, and her eyes seem depthless. OutDaughtered star Blayke Busby, a friendly and nurturing girl. Blayke seemed fascinated by the Quints when they arrived. Actually, fans saw her on the bed in the hospital before they arrived. At the time, she seemed quite excited and told her mom she was going to love her sisters. Before the Quints arrived, the only child at least enjoyed the company of her bestie and cousin Mackenzie. Fans needn't have worried that she got lost in the crowd, and she seems well adjusted to her many little sisters. OutDaughtered star Blayke Busby collected a lot of kudos over the years as fans saw how sweet and nurturing she seemed. Initial fears that she'd end up being a young mommy to her sisters never materialized. In fact, she seems happy to share her space with them. This year, during the summer break, she and Hazel went off to stay at Nana and Papa's together. Mind you, as she hit double digits, she also enjoys hanging with her peers, which is only natural. OutDaughtered fans love a gorgeous photo of Blayke. Sometimes, Blayke Busby hangs with her mom. Ever since fans first met the little girl, Danielle told them that she's a mommy's girl. Well, clearly, Danielle passed her genes on to her. Many fans claim that she's the spitting image of her mom. Only, she inherited her dad's light-colored eyes. In a photo that Danielle shared on October 10th, her eyes looked clear and deep as a crystal pool. The OutDaughtered mom posted up the photo and said that they went off to hang together after church. Often, fans see the mom and daughter enjoying a nice pot of tea together. Naturally, fans appreciate their obvious bond. However, this time, many of them seemed stunned by Blayke's beauty. Unsurprisingly, many comments went in. Both Blayke Busby and her mom received compliments, as Danielle looked nice as well. Speaking about Blayke, a lot of them said they saw Adam in her eyes. One fan wrote, "Your twin with Adam's eye color." One follower seemed blown away, commented, "OMG's Blayke's eyes, talk about windows to the soul." Many fans gushed about the photo. One of them noted, "Beautiful mommy and beautiful daughter." Similarly, this comment arrived, "So sweet, you guys are so beautiful, God bless you all." Be sure to catch up on everything happening with the Busby family right now. Come back here often for more OutDaughtered spoilers, news, and updates. And family fun in a new season of OutDaughtered. Anne's sister are taking some big steps in a new season of OutDaughtered on Real-Time, DSTV Channel 155. The Busby Quintuplets are turning 3 this season, and it's a time of so many exciting developmental milestones. But it's also gray hair time for parents Adam and Danielle because with school looming on the horizon, they want to get these busy little girls potty trained. And when everybody has something to say about that, including big sister Blayke, it's going to be a loud house. The personalities are really starting to shine through. Ava Lane and Olivia Marie might be identical, but Olivia's the escape artist. And out of their fraternal sisters, Hazel Grace, Riley Paige, and Parker Kate, Riley is the one who's starting to rule the roost from her throne as the tantrum queen of the house. She thinks everything is about her, and she will not back down. She's bossy, she's the toughest, she will pick a fight, and she will win. She'll get what she wants, says Dad Adam. Danielle adds, "They're so opinionated, and they're little individuals, with their own personalities and interests and likes and dislikes. Tantrums happen here and there because they can express what they want, but it doesn't mean they always get what they want." So yes, things are getting loud. We always laugh because if one of them asks you a question or if one of them gives you an answer, they're all going to say it. Like you're going to hear it 5 times. It's all day, every day. Everything gets repeated 5 times, reveals Danielle. Big sister Blayke Louise is going to need to be fast on her feet to deal with this lot, so it's a good thing she's starting gymnastics lessons. Getting those opinionated Quints potty trained is one of those complicated feats that really highlights the challenges of raising 5 toddlers who are all going through developmental phases at their own pace. Imagine trying to reward one child who's getting the idea, only to have four other little faces instantly turn to you for their own treat like clueless baby birds. But when you have to change around 30 nappies a day, boy, do you want that phase to be over. Mom and Dad are insanely busy even without that. Get the girls up, it's non-stop. Even when they're napping, you're continuously doing something for the house or the family, and that's just how it is. I'll get Blayke up for school about 7:15 a.m. and get on the bus, and then we get the girls up at about 8 a.m., and it's just the same Groundhog Day, the 1993 Bill Murray film in which his character relives the same day over and over, routine every day. You do bottles, milk, breakfast, get them dressed, play, they nap, and that's when I shower or do some laundry, constantly the dishwasher, constantly cooking or making food, constantly cleaning up, and they usually go to bed at about 7 p.m. Then you start the dishwasher for the night and start over again in the morning, says Danielle. This season, we'll follow along with the Busbys as the girls dress up for Halloween Episode 1, Celebrate Thanksgiving Episode 2, Christmas Episodes 5 and 6, New Year Episode 7, Valentine's Day Episode 9, and April birthdays for all the girls, since Blayke was born on April 5th turning 7, and the Quints turning 3 arrived on April 8th Episode 12. Busby fans, you are not ready for this. Guess the theme of Blayke and the Quints' joint birthday party? Poop. It's a poop party at a trampoline park. Danielle just went with it. Blayke basically loves everything poop emoji. She had the idea of don't be a party pooper. When we decided to join the birthday parties, we thought, well, the Quints are 3, and we've pretty much come to the end of potty training. So we'll celebrate no more poop disasters. So, it just blended well with the don't be a party pooper theme. As the season draws to a close, Danielle and Adam also have to figure out how to take 6 little daughters on an airplane for a holiday trip to Hawaii. Prepping for a family of 8 to go on vacation took weeks. All the planning around what do we bring, how do we keep 6 kids occupied on a plane for 8+ hours, airport layovers, jet lag, sleeping situations, transportations, car seats, and a van big enough to transport us. How many bags should I bring? Snacks, the list goes on. Danielle wrote on their blog. And if you're wondering how to get your little zoo on a plane, watch the episode. Then click that link and check out Danielle's travel tips for moms. She even mails bulkier items like the kids' water safety equipment to their hotel in advance. OutDaughtered premiere recap 022321, Season 8, Episode 1, Escape from Quarantine. Tonight on TLC OutDaughtered, the reality show starring the Busby family returns with an all-new Tuesday, February 23rd, 2021 premiere episode, and we have your OutDaughtered recap below. On tonight's OutDaughtered Season 8 Episode 1, Escape from Quarantine, as per the TLC synopsis, the Busbys are ready to salvage the rest of the summer when local quarantine restrictions are lifted. Things take a turn for the worse when they discover a huge issue lurking in the kitchen walls. Parker faces an old fear. Dale surprises the family. So make sure to bookmark this spot and come back from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time for our OutDaughtered recap. While you wait for the recap, make sure to check out all our television recaps, spoilers, news, and more right here. Tonight's OutDaughtered recap begins now. Refresh page often to get the most current updates. In tonight's OutDaughtered premiere, it's an exciting week for Texans. They were beginning to lift restrictions for COVID-19, and so that was great news for the family. They finally have some wiggle room to do their projects. Both Danielle and her husband Adam realized that needed more space. It was imperative that they get a bigger kitchen. Their current kitchen was simply too small for a family of 8, and that alone was going to be a big project. They were going to add to their current kitchen by removing the second staircase. They were also going to turn the official dining room into a large pantry, and their current pantry will be turned into a mudroom. The adults had the girls help out in tearing up the old kitchen. It got the kids excited about what's happening, and it had the added purpose of using up some of that never-ending energy. The adults also arranged for a visit to their in-laws. They wanted their girls to see their cousins, and after being cooped up so long, the parents wanted that break as well. Danielle and Adam were so happy when restrictions were lifted. They made plans to visit family, and the kids got to enjoy themselves around a pool. There were also plans to go camping. The family hadn't been able to celebrate the Quintuplets turning 5 because of the restrictions, and so they had to scrap the huge party that was in the works. The girls instead got quiet time at home with their parents. They were disappointed, and so were the adults. Hence the camping trip. They were going to pack up the girls and drive them down to the beach. They invited their family along as well, and unfortunately, not everyone could make it because of previous plans. The family was later ready to travel when they received bad news. Danielle and Adam found out there was a leak in their ceiling and that it might push back their renovation schedule. There was also the fear of black mold. They did see something blackish around the water damage. It could have been mold or hopefully something else, and so the adults chose to ignore it for now, because clearing out was more important. The construction crew still had to demo the place. The family couldn't be home when that happened, and so they continued on to the beach. The girls had been so happy to see the water. They built sandcastles and did headstands. Blayke also got the chance to play with kids her own age. Blayke was older than the Quintuplets. She was stuck right in the middle between her younger sisters and her parents, and so being with her cousins who were her own age was a great opportunity for her. She finally got to be a kid again. The adults scheduled activities for their mini vacation, and one of them was horseback riding. The girls had loved riding horses. The only problem is Parker. Parker suffers from anxiety, and she was doing better until the pandemic hit. The pandemic pushed back her progress. She was now suffering more than ever, and so her parents had to check in with her to see if she could go horseback riding. She didn't go last time because of her nerves. Her nerves might act up again, and so Adam spoke to Parker about what she's capable of. He thought she could ride the horses, and she was pretty unsure if she could. Parker went riding with Adam. Sharing a horse with her father helped her get out of her head, and she was able to relax. She later told the cameras that she wasn't scared this time because she was 5 and she was all grown up. Later, Adam and Danielle had a night out to themselves. They left their kids with their family, and they just focused on a night without kids. There was a situation that did come up. Hazel admitted to her uncle that she felt lonely, and so he planned a party for her and the rest of the kids. And in the meantime, the uncle took it upon himself to make sure that the kids got to truly enjoy themselves. They were off having fun while Danielle and Adam were hearing back from the contractors. They didn't have mold. They had mold with their last house, and it was such an uphill battle that time that they never want to experience anything like that again. So, no mold was good. There was still the leak that needed to be investigated because the contractors have to find out where the water was coming from and if there was a leak in the roof, and so the house saga isn't done just yet. Danielle and Adam were later able to forget their troubles. They went out drinking, and by the time they rejoined the kids, it was on to the next activity. The adults took the kids out on the water to go look at the dolphins. The kids all loved that. They especially loved the party they returned to at the house. Their Uncle Dale had come through for them. He filled the house with balloons and beach balls, and the kids loved their party. They also loved that there were hamburgers, hot dogs, and cookies for them to enjoy. The party was a great idea on Dale's part, and it was made even better that got to enjoy it with their cousins. It's been isolating having to stay home all the time. But returning the house and seeing it gutted was just as hard too. The construction crew ran into more problems, and so the renovation was going to take longer than everyone originally believed. The family is going to have to move, and the adults didn't want to be in someone else's home like they did last year. The OutDaughtered family has 2 houses in the path of Hurricane Laura. In late August, Hurricane Laura, a Category 4 storm, was poised to tear through Louisiana and Texas, threatening catastrophic devastation to everything in its path. Fans of the TLC series OutDaughtered likely wondered at the time whether Adam and Danielle Busby and their 6 little girls were among those who would be affected by Laura. Not only that, but considering the Busbys moved semi-recently, viewers also wanted to know where, specifically, the reality TV family was living at the time. The OutDaughtered family lives in League City, Texas. If you've been following Adam and Danielle's story since the beginning, then you'll know the couple moved from Lake Charles, Louisiana, to Houston, Texas, shortly after they got married. Season 1 of OutDaughtered followed the Busbys as they moved into a new home after welcoming their quintuplets, Ava, Olivia, Riley, Parker, and Hazel. This house is located in the Marbella community in League City, Texas, and the family has made a ton of memories there. In December 2018, Adam and Danielle discovered their home had a serious mold problem when Ava became sick with a respiratory illness. This prompted the Busbys to evacuate the house ASAP in season 5 and move into a rental home, which was a mere 10-minute drive from what they now call their sick home. The original plan was for the Busby family to move back into their sick home after the mold issue was taken care of, so they signed a 6-month lease. But as it often goes, plans change. We're still living the life of the molded home and still in transition of whatever that means, and we still have not settled on what's happening with our old home and where we're living now, Danielle told Good Housekeeping in July 2019. So, it's just still a work in progress. We're still in a place and it's home for now, so we'll see what happens. It definitely has the space that I think we need, Danielle said of the rental home. The yard is the most beneficial. We like for the kids to play outside. We don't like our kids being on iPads and that kind of stuff. We want them to play and interact, so there's a pool, there's a huge yard. It's definitely a plus in that aspect. She added, I miss my big kitchen. It's a give and take on lots of different things. There are things about my home that are getting repaired that I miss so much. Fast forward to more than a year later, and it appears Adam and Danielle have either extended their original lease, or they decided to purchase the rental home. Because, based on the photos on social media since then, the Busbys seem to still be living at the property. The Busbys hunkered down ahead of Hurricane Laura. On August 26th, both Adam and Danielle took to Instagram to let their followers know they were doing everything they could to keep their family and their home safe when Hurricane Laura hit. Hunkered down, roast in the oven, and watching the Weather Channel, Adam captioned a photo of himself and Danielle hanging out on the couch, praying that the winds die down because Laura is going to be pretty catastrophic. Earlier that day, Danielle posted an Instagram photo of the Busby girls swimming in their pool. Buzz and Papa are still boarding up windows around the house, the mom of 6 wrote. But man, keeping 10 girls entertained, GHT, as well let them have a quick swim before the hurricane hits. Hopefully, the OutDaughtered family is able to avoid the worst of Hurricane Laura's wrath and that both of their homes in League City, Texas, come out the other side relatively unscathed. OutDaughtered, Season 7 Episode 1 is coming soon. Everything we know about it. It's time for another season of TLC's OutDaughtered, but things are going to be much different. With a pandemic still rampaging the world, here's what we can expect in June. Like most parents, Adam and Danielle Busby have had to sort out the challenge of homeschooling their kids due to the coronavirus. But unlike others, their situation is happening 5 times over +1. The OutDaughtered stars are parents to 5 quintuplet girls: Ava Lane, Hazel Grace, Riley Page, Olivia Marie, and Parker Kate, all 5. Their first daughter, Blayke, is 9 years old. Since COVID-19 has caused strict social distancing protocols, the parents of 6 had to tape some of Season 7 themselves. Somehow, they juggled their large family, as well as camera equipment. They sent the recordings to video editors and other crew members, and, to fans' delight, the new season is promptly on its way to us. It starts with a vacation to Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It's the first time the girls get to see snow, and they seem to be having a ball of a time. Just then, news of the coronavirus pandemic reaches the family, and they're as perplexed as anyone by how serious it is. Back home, the family tries to figure out how they're going to manage to be with the Quints 247. The girls are expressive now, funnier and louder, says Danielle, who's unprepared for homeschooling. The outbreak also means Hazel's eye surgery has to be canceled. The young girl has suffered from a condition called nystagmus, which causes uncontrollable eye movement. Where and when to watch OutDaughtered. The latest season will be available via several providers, including Fubo TV, DirecTV, Philo TV, TLC Go, and the TLC website. Fans may watch old episodes on Hulu, YouTube TV, and Amazon Prime. The official release date is set for June 2nd at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. The show follows the life of Adam and Danielle, who got married back in 2006. They welcomed their first child in 2011 and the Quints in 2015. In 2016, the family decided to showcase their lives via television as the only couple on record to have an all-girls group of quintuplets in the nation. Viewers have seen the girls go from babies to toddlers and older. Elsewhere, The network will also be airing a new season of Sweet Home Sextuplets just ahead of the Busby show. Parents Eric and Courtney Waldrop have bravely handled their sextuplets and 3 older sons. The Waldrops will be considering if they should move into a mobile home despite their large family. They'll also have to figure out how to make all the children feel special by having one birthday party for everyone. Late last month, Adam shared a graduation photo of his daughters, and OutDaughtered, fans were confused about Riley. The little girl was ahead in schooling, but was included in the pictures. Viewers are wondering if Riley will be repeating kindergarten to be with her siblings instead of going to the 1st grade. The Quints all looked adorable in their red gowns for the photos. Most likely, fans will get an answer to their question during the next season of the show. They were glad, however, to see that Parker had graduated after not doing so well. Congratulations to all the girls.